Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and do honors to the apostles and others, great Muslims, salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I'm Noah Allah from GMS Chicago, and just going to go ahead and go into a quick lesson as what you see here in the news article. Alright, Apostle Tahar was also speaking about how John F. Kennedy basically, it's a way of gradualism, but ultimately, John F. Kennedy wants to microchip people real soon, all right? And here's a news article also showing you, by the way of gradualism, that RFK, John F. Kennedy, damn, so we're two different people. But it says RFK Jr. wants a wearable on your wrist, all right? And in this article, it tells you how, this wearable, all right, can track your health, know what's going, know what you put in your stomach, all right. It measures your glucose level, your heart rate, your blood pressure, all right, and all that is just is gradualism, all right. To ultimately implement the RFID microchip. But we're just going to go ahead and read this news article. It says, the Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants all Americans wearing a wearable within the next 4 years, he told House members Tuesday. And it says within the next 4 years. And we do understand that Esau has an agenda, all right, called Agenda 2030. And here we are in the year 2025, and we see Esau already making moves already, all right? And Esau knows that he has a short time, so right now, all right, Esau is trying to, move rapid, all right, with his agenda, because he knows that he's running out of time, all right? And there are other ways how you're seeing that the RFID microchip is getting pushed gradually, all right? You go into these grocery stores like Whole Foods, your Walmart, they got self-checkouts. Humans no longer use the cash register. All right, well, some stores do, but it's going to get to the point where there aren't going to be anybody behind the counter, taking your, where they're scanning your groceries and shit using the cash register machine. Right, because what Esau is doing right now is that, all right, he's making everything go digital. All right, your money, or the way how you buy things, and them grocery stores. Right now they got that that palm swipe, all right, that hand swipe, where just with the swipe of a hand, boom, you buy your shit that instantly. All right. And all that is just gradualism to the RFID microchip. You even got commercials with Chase Bank where they're showing you that one commercial that with just the swipe of your screen using your phone, all right, a transaction can be made just by the swipe of your screen. By your own phone. All right. And that really just shows gradualism, ultimately to implement the RFID microchip, normalizing the new way of buying and selling, right? By the way of the RFID microchip, normalizing, that digital that little digital device that will soon be implemented underneath people's skin, on the right hand and forehead. All right. Their new ID, the wallet, their keys, or the health records. All right. Making a phone call. All that is going to be in the RFID microchip, and Esau is going to push this thing heavily. All right. He's going to use celebrities, right, to advertise this shit. And a lot of people are gonna, think it's all cool and all, because you got people who are into Apples, the iPhone and all this other shit, right? The headset, and a lot of people are gonna think that this RFID microchip is gonna be cool to them, right? But it says Kennedy promised one of the biggest advertising campaigns in HHS history to reach that goal. During a hearing of House Energy and Commerce Health Subcommittee, wearable devices can include smartwatches and fitness trackers like Apple Watches and Oura Rings and medical devices. And they, that Oura Ring, alright, it's kind of similar to, that wearable, alright. It says, medical devices that monitor health metrics like heart rate and blood pressure and glucose level. And hey, real soon, all that is going to be on the RFID microchip. Matter of fact, it actually is. Alright, but the RFID microchip hasn't been fully implemented yet. But it's going to be implemented on the global scale first. It's going to be implemented on a global scale and be made mandatory real soon. Well, first, what's going to happen is that Esau is going to introduce it gradually. They're going to use these celebrities, all right? They're going to show you, through the commercials, they're going to reveal to you that new way of living by the use of the RFID microchip being implemented underneath your skin, all right? The new way of buying and selling, right? Your digital ID, your wallet, of course, your keys, granting access to, certain parts and places and shit. All right, this is the key part of the New World Order that Esau, wants, to be completed. All right, and it is going to come to pass. And there's no doubt that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, right? And it's plain and simple. Just read Revelations 13 and the 16th verse. But it says, Kennedy said, the devices are key to make America healthy again agenda, which is largely focused on combating the rise of chronic disease. It's a way people can take control of their own health. They can take responsibility, he said. They can see, as what food is doing to their glucose level. By the way of gradualism. Esau wants to be as if he's God. Alright, he's exalting himself as the ego. He exalts himself as if he's God. Esau wants to know what you're doing. Alright. They want to play that godly role. They want to take, really total control over you. Alright, by the way of, having that RFID microchip implemented underneath your skin. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Verse 3 actually. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a felon way first. And they, you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans, alright, we came short ever since we sinned against Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, alright. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The man is Esau, which is soon and is bound to be destroyed by Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And Esau wants to play as that godly role. All right, he wants to know what you're doing. All right, he wants to know where you're at. Hey, yeah, these, once World War III fully kicks off and these missiles starts to launch towards America, right? 2/3 that take this, this RFID microchip are going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire. But it says, that's pretty much it to that. Now, unless this article tells you a lie. The article really tells you a lie. It says, and their heart rates and a number of other metrics as they eat, and they can begin to make good judgments about the diet, about their physical activity, about the way that they live their lives. Kennedy said he has friends who changed their lives from wearing glucose monitors. Hey, that RFID microchip is basically a tracking device. All right, they showed you that through many movies. All right, the first Purge. All right. Obviously the RFID microchip is a tracking device because they use it on pets too. Right, when pets take the RFID microchip, all right, the owners, they can see where their pets are at just in case when they get lost. It says their heart rates, not selected, or read that, but it says from wearing glucose monitors, losing weight, and freeing themselves from diabetes, and continuous glucose monitors can be costly from 100 to 300 a month. But this is by the way of gradualism. All right, when Esau implements this RFID microchip, all right, he's not gonna sell it to you, all right, because real soon, it's gonna come in by the way of gradualism, all right. He's going to introduce you the RFID microchip by these commercials, using these celebrities, showing you these so-called benefits that comes with having a microchip underneath your skin, showing you that you can monitor your health, that you can make phone calls with it, all right, or you can get that universal basic income, because real soon, and with that RFID microchip, all right, that soon a central bank digital currency is going to be implemented. All right, and that's also by the way of gradualism. All right, and Esau's about to do it with cash. Well, when Esau implements that CBDC, all right, there's going to be also a universal basic income, because when this economy fails, when the dollar dies down, all right, they're going to use that new way of, they're going to use that new monetary system, and real soon all that's going to be in the RFID microchip, where the central bank digital currency and the universal basic income, it's all going to be in that RFID microchip. But it says, Kenny said, it says, even so, wearable devices have raised ethic concerns, particularly over how technology tracks and monitors personal health data. This data is often stored in the cloud, and the cloud be sold to companies, advertisers, and researchers without an individual's knowledge or consent, according to the Brown University Center for Digital Health. And health information and devices can store is associated with high risk of data breaches and identity theft. Really, at the end of the day, Esau wants to, have total control over everybody, especially you, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because they know that you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And Esau knows that if you take this RFID microchip, he thinks that his kingdom will continue on forever, because when the Lord told us not to take this device in the scriptures, that he would cut off Israel. So Esau kind of really just sees it as, if the Lord's chosen people takes this device, right, maybe they can stand in power for another decade or so. But no, that's not going to happen, right? Because really the Lord's going to destroy Esau and 2/3 of our people. Only the elect are going to be delivered, right? Those who take this RFID microchip will be destroyed. Well, let's bring out last detail. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of wrath of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment to skin it up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night. Who worship the beast, Esau's new world order, alright, by the way of, taking the RFID microchip. Who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. And that's right. Those who take the RFID microchip, once you take that chip, alright, there's no turning back. Alright? You cannot undo it. Alright? It's the one sin that you cannot repent from. Alright? You take this chip, you're through. The Lord is going to have to destroy you. Alright? It's because, you look at it this way. Alright? Lord, obviously the Lord's chosen people is, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But with Esau's RFID microchip, right? Because how we have the birthright, and Esau's trying to get it back. But Esau's trying to, make it to seem where if we take this RFID microchip, all right, we're basically saying that Esau is our God. And you see that right there, is adultery. Right, spiritually. Right? Just like when a woman commits adultery, right? Because the Lord also compares his people as a delicate woman. Right? And when she commits adultery, punishable by death. And it's the same thing, with our people. Right? Those who take that chip are really just saying that Esau is your God. The Lord's going to have to cut you off for that too. But with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, and Shalom.